Want some bite size? Yum!
Hi, this is Mr. Dave with the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History. And we have Robert Gaetz, our mad scientist here, who is going to tell us a little bit about these Tesla coils. Now, with our demonstrations, we always give you kind of a rating, a difficulty rating. These ones are going to rate up on like a 5 out of 5. So if one was rubbing your feet on the carpet and shocking your puppy on the nose, and then 5 was a lightning storm, these would be a 5 because there's a lot of work involved. There is some elements of danger there. But we're going to ask Robert a little bit about these. He's the guy that made these Tesla coils. We're wrapping up our STEM day. He came and did a fun event for us. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what we're looking at with these coils and what these coils are?
So a Tesla coil is a tuned circuit that Nikola Tesla invented. And it basically has 2 parts to it. There's a primary circuit that is this coil of wire here, and that big tube is called a capacitor. So energy is stored in that capacitor, and then it goes through the wire and back and forth between the inductor of this coil here and the capacitor. The second tuned circuit is this coil of wire you see here. Now, everybody thinks these things work kind of like transformers, but they don't. It's really a lot more like an antenna. What this does is induce a little bit of charge at the bottom of the coil. That charge races up to the top. It can't go any further, so then that charge reflects back down, and the tuning is such that every time that charge goes past the bottom of the coil, it gets a little bit of a nudge, it adds a little bit more charge. And so this builds up to the point where you get a very high voltage at the top.
And so with that voltage, that's what's sending out that little lightning bolt, and then we'll show you guys kind of what these things do in a minute. But that lightning bolt that's happening, that little electricity that's flying through the air, you're able to do something to turn that into music. What do you do to make that lightning bolt musical?
So when you make a spark, it's this big electric field that's just too high for the air to continue to insulate. So the spark you see is the air just being ionized. It's very hot. It expands, and that's why when you see a lightning bolt, you hear thunder. Or in this case, when you make a big spark off of this or off of antigrav, you also hear a snap. Now, by making these snaps really quickly, you can make them sound like different tones, different musical tones.
Okay.
If you go really fast, it's like a very high tone. If you go slow, it's a very low tone. And so by varying that, you can kind of just play it like an instrument.
Thank you very much, Robert. I appreciate you coming out for STEM Day, and thanks for being on our YouTube. If you guys like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe. Thanks again to Robert, and we will see you guys on the next Bite Size.